Hi everyone, welcome to Caregiving with Presence. It's a Facebook page I decided to start finally after lots of hesitation just to get myself out there. I wrote a book on caregiving and I've put it in my Facebook page. It's called Conscious Caregiving, Presence at Work. It's kind of unique how I decided to write this book and how it came about. I've been traveling to India for the past 7 or 8 years and taking courses over there that are around consciousness and how to up-level our consciousness, our awareness, how to go bigger in our lives, how to be able to support others around us. So it was based in psychology and spirituality as well. And it was probably the most important time of my whole life, the past 8 years. And out of that, what I found that's been really necessary and what I've been most involved in is caregiving. Not just my own family, my parents, my grandparents, but then there's the caregiving for ourselves. When I came back from my last trip in 2018, I was desperately sick. I was sick from the minute I boarded the flight in Bangalore, India, right through. We flew to Hong Kong and then it was kind of a roundabout way to get home, but came back to Canada and I had nothing to eat. I didn't move from my seat. I was too sick to do anything. And finally the stewardesses brought me some water and they saw that I was sick, but I couldn't tell them what it was. So they moved me into first class. I've always wanted to fly first class, and that's what got me into first class. And then when I was taken off the airplane, the paramedics were waiting for me. Took me to the hospital and found absolutely nothing. They couldn't find anything that was wrong with me. So I went home and I pretty much hunkered down for about 4 months, and eventually it was discovered that I had pneumonia. You know, I think of SARS and I think of COVID-19. This, they said, started out as a virus in the bronchial tube, and it did go into pneumonia, but I would not go into the hospital for whatever reason. I had this kind of a flash in my third eye, knowing that if I went in the hospital, I would die. So I didn't go. I battled it out at home with my daughter, who was incredibly kind to let me stay with her, and she helped me get through this time period. Prior to this, I've been a caregiver for my own parents, my grandparents, and I thought the best thing I could do is to maybe create a page, Caregiving with Presence, and share with you techniques and to let you know that I understand the frustrations that we go to, especially if you're dealing with people with Alzheimer's and dementia, which I definitely have. There's probably not a situation I haven't been involved with that hasn't served me in some way in my life in order to up-level my own awareness and consciousness and love in my heart, knowing there but for the grace of God we all go. So it's really my pleasure to be here with you today, and I hope that you do get a lot of enjoyment, and maybe you'll find some tips for what you're looking for, whether you're a caregiver or a nurse, a companion, just a sister or a friend to someone. We really need a listening ear, and we need people to support us because that's the species we are. So this is my book, Conscious Caregiving, Presence at Work. And I'm really fortunate enough to be connected with people who do work in the hospitals. And I hear a lot of their stories. And the one thing that I'm really hearing is it's just normal every day what it is when you're either with your family members or work, I guess even with your work family, there's arguments and disagreements. But how do you get on the same page? Well, when I was in India, we had a system implemented in 2013 that changed the face of our Sangha. And I'm talking about thousands of people. How do you get all different nationalities that have come to India for a 21-day program to get to that program on time and not make everyone wait for them? So we were taught a program that involved 4 basic tenets, and they were authenticity, integrity, responsibility, and enriching. And when you promise that according to what is authentic, what it is to be integrated, how to take responsibility and to enrich people in your lives, when you take a vow that this is how you're going to live your life, everything changes. You know, I see a lot of programs out today and they're how to manifest this, how can you get this? And I'll tell you, these 4 principles are bar none the best principles I've ever known and understood and worked with to get exactly what you need. Even though your hands are empty and you don't know how it's going to happen, life will bring it to you. The minute you step out of being integrated or having integrity, and you tell someone something and then you go back on your word, that is so registered out there in the cosmos, because everything is intelligence. All energy is intelligence, and it's listening, listening, listening. Everything's energy. Everything is conscious. So when I understood that, you know, prior to just being able to get out and go work someplace because you went to school for it, man, you have to know what the laws of the universe are. You know, Wayne Dyer talked about the 7 spiritual laws of success. We forget spirituality is so practical. It's not about religion. It's about our inner being. It's about the divine heart that each and every one of us has, the energy in the heart. And Hinduism is called the Atma, and it's the live presence that lives within us. But no one's going to tell you that. And then if they do tell you that, like me, maybe you'll judge it. I don't care. I know what it is, and I can feel it. And I can feel when it's alive and awake. And I respect that presence that lives within every human being. So listening is one of the components of conscious caregiving, how to listen, because we don't listen really. We hear, and we hear what people are saying, but we filter it through what we think we know, what we've experienced before. So we're not really getting the purity of what they're saying. We're not really listening, we're hearing through our own internal network of thoughts and emotions and past experiences. That's why I say the principles in this book will change your life. They will change what shows up for you, who shows up for you, how you can manifest what you want, what you desire. You know, it's not about being good or having money. It's about your internal setup. It's about the consciousness you carry and being consistent with that. But if you don't know that, if you think it's something else, if you think people are just lucky that they have what they have, find out what their personality is like. Find out how many years they've been married or what they kept their word to that's now exponentially working for them. A lot of this stuff is really, it's self-growth. It's growing up and growing out of the personality to finding the authentic you inside yourself and what you really came here for. And I believe we all came here to grow and to enrich one another and to teach, and I think it's to have joy and to bring what we love into the world so others can get a feel for it, and maybe they're interested too. You never know. And I never know who's going to watch this video, and they might say, gosh, I've been looking for this. So I have a friend that works at the hospital here in Porterville, California. And you know, I always hear the stories. My dad would come home with stories from work. We all share our stories and our experiences, and they're not good or bad. They are just what they are. And I know this work, the transformation work that I put in this book, there are 4 principles I talk about, and I'm going to share on these videos with you. I don't want to keep the videos too long, though. I don't want you to disengage. But I will share them with you, and they will change your life, and they will change what comes for you in your life. They will change how people respond to you and how the world responds to you. It's pretty amazing. It's changed my life. But I think the most important thing is, years ago, when I was meditating, I wanted to know what my purpose for life was. And I heard these words, and that was it. I thought, okay. But when I came up and out of my meditation, the words just didn't make sense to me. And the words that I heard were learning to love who you are. And of course, that's been something I've been going through for many, many years. What does it mean to love yourself? And if you can love yourself, think how much better you can really love another person by letting them be who they are and by not judging them for it. And in caregiving, when it's all about people and working with people and trying to have a synergy throughout the whole workday and throughout the workplace, then the more you understand about human consciousness, about your own consciousness, about who you are, about your patterns and habits, we can forgive prior all others. their own habits. Some are great, some aren't. We don't have to agree with them, but you will learn. You will learn to love yourself in such a way that you will love all others unconditionally, because you know there's nothing that separates you from them except your judgment about them. In the end, we're all alike. We were all created equally. And that's what I believe I try and bring to you in Conscious Caregiving Presence at Work. So I hope you're going to enjoy the videos and keep checking out the website or the Facebook page, Caregiving with Presence. And write to me. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts. I'm here for you. I hope you all have a great day, and thanks for tuning in. Sorry if I kept this too long. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.